Across the European or European descended portions of the world, a sustained campaign of hatred has targeted our various cultures and nations. Will there be a Western world in the future? What is to become of us? This may be the most important video of mine that you have ever seen. It is certainly one of the most important videos that I have ever made. Please like, comment, share, engage. For your sake, for your children's sake, for your grandchildren's sake. The demography is destiny. What will happen to our people once we become a minority in our own homelands? Since the 1960s, a gigantic propaganda campaign has been relentlessly waged upon our people. In the 1960s, a number of cultural changes initiated by the political left started to decrease the number of European and Euro-American children being born across the Western world. From abortion to birth control to Western women limiting family size has created a truly untenable situation.
Good evening. In a landmark ruling, the Supreme Court today legalized abortion.
Most women are raised to believe their true role is that of wife and mother. But some women are questioning whether this is so. Is this the true role? Do I have to get married? Do I have to get pregnant?
The birth control pill did more than anything else to give them an entirely new sort of freedom.
This is a highly effective means of contraception. I think the figures currently being used indicate that it's about 99 point something effective.
By preventing ovulation, the pill let women control their fertility as never before. By 1966, 6 million American women used the contraceptive pill. By 1968, 11 million.
Our births falling below the replacement rate of 2.0, combined with unfettered, uncontrolled immigration, or should I say completely controlled, purposeful mass migration, has created a situation where the share of European-descended peoples has dwindled in our own homelands, where we face being minorities in our own nations, and this could happen in our own lifetimes.
We have a population that is not reproducing it on its own with the same level that it used to. The only way we're going to have a great future in America is if we welcome and embrace immigrants, the dreamers, and all of them, because our ultimate goal is to help the dreamers, but get a path to citizenship for all 11 million or however many undocumented there are here.
And combining these stark statistics with the virulent anti-whiteism across the planet has created a truly combustible nightmare scenario.
That there is a whiteness pandemic behind the racism pandemic, and that this begins in the family system where young children are socialized into the culture of whiteness within white families. Our first recommendation is to remember that the whiteness pandemic is a pandemic. If you were born and raised in the United States, especially in a white family, then you've been raised in the pandemic, and you can play a role in halting and reversing this pandemic. We have two specific recommendations to that end. The first is for white parents to invest time in their own racial identity development through joining an organization like Showing Up for Racial Justice or your local BLM chapter.
Within 5 years, there will be no majority race in our largest state, California. In a little more than 50 years, there will be no majority race in the United States. No other nation No other nation in history has gone through demographic change of this magnitude in so short a time.
Asking the white majority to do something is difficult. And I think it'd be easier if we just acknowledge that it's difficult. No ethnic majority group in 10,000 years of human history that I can find ever went from being a majority to being a minority and liked it.
Holy smokes, I'm shocked that Van Jones addressed the fact that historically, ethnic groups don't voluntarily extinguish themselves with exuberance. I've often pondered this fact and asked myself, why is it that so many white people not only advocate for the end of their hegemony, but openly and passionately agitate for the extinction of our people and culture? Weird.
And that's basically the request from the racial justice left, is that we want the white majority to go from being a majority to being a minority and like it. That's a tough request. And the reality is that change is hard. Change that you want is hard. Change that is good is hard.
Well, I'm glad that Jones recognizes the fact that it's human nature for a culture to not want to self-delete, although that instinct is not apparent in all white people, as evidenced by Gavin Newscomb.
California is America, but only more so. We're the most, in the spirit of your introductory remarks, and just to set the scene, it's the size of 21 state populations combined. It's the most diverse state in the world's most diverse democracy. 27% of my state is foreign-born. We practice pluralism. It's a point of pride. I say that because it needs to be said, and you reinforce it here today. It's in that diversity that we have achieved so much strength.
Absolute minority. That's not a bad thing. That's a source of our strength.
Diversity makes the United States military stronger. In fact, it's one of our greatest strengths.
We believe that our diversity is a strength.
Of our greatest strengths derive from the diversity of our population.
Diversity is our greatest strength.
And our diversity is our strength.
Canadians continue to recognize that Canada's diversity is our strength.
We believe diversity is our strength.
You done throwing up in your mouth yet from that fake sacker and diversity is our strength bullshit? Here's some more anti-white cuckolds on parade.
And white Americans will soon be a minority, and that's great.
Whites will not be the majority. I mean, it's an exciting transformation of the country. It's an exciting evolution and progress of our country.
We are going to be a white minority very, very soon. I'm okay with that.
White people are going to be the minority. I think we'll also breed out too. Looking forward to it. Can't wait.
Now, in Joe's defense, Joe used to be a huge lefty. And you guys remember that. I mean, he actually endorsed Bernie Sanders for the 2020 presidential election. But I believe Joe has had quite the awakening. And you know what? We can forgive people for their old, erroneous beliefs. There has to be a redemption arc.
If things are so bad, as you say, with the white working class, don't you want to get new Americans in?
America is going to look very different in 100 years. You're not going to be able to tell you're black, you're white, you're Hispanic, you're Puerto Rican, whatever. It's going to be very complex, and I think ultimately that's going to be good.
White Americans feel that they're losing their country, they're losing ownership of the country, and they're right. In the end, they are not the future.
And to think people, white people, actually voted for this. White people actually strenuously advocated for this, for the deletion of their own future, for the deletion of their own children's future. Disgusting.
For the first time in American history, the number of white people went down.
White population is declining for the first time in history in America.
Fuck white people! White people will not be the majority in the country anymore.
This will be the first generation ever in American history in which whites will be a minority.
Now enough of the saccharine sweet anti-whiteness. We're about to travel into a little bit more darker waters.
To abolish whiteness is to abolish white people.
White people are committed to being villains in the aggregate, right? We got to take these motherfuckers out.
Was it or was it not the duty of every good revolutionary to kill all newborn white babies?
We have to kill white people.
When do we start killing white people?
I don't want to say we need to go start killing all white folks, but it's like, but maybe.
When we say we want to kill whitey, we don't really mean we want to kill whitey, we do.
We have to exterminate white people off of the face of the planet to solve this problem.
Yeah, that's right. They're openly advocating for the death, for the murder, for the assassination, for the beep of our people. And it's not only a few kooks and whacks that are advocating for it. Their evil and despicable agenda has clearly bled into the highest rungs of power.
Immediately surged to the border. All those people are seeking asylum. They deserve to be heard. That nation says if you want to flee and you're fleeing oppression, you should come. Within 100 days, I'm going to send to the United States Congress a pathway to citizenship for over 11 million undocumented people. And the wave still continues. It's not going to stop. Nor should we want it to stop. An unrelenting stream of immigration. Non-stop. Non-stop. Folks like me who were Caucasian of European descent will be in an absolute minority in the United States of America. Absolute minority. That's not a bad thing. That's a source of our strength.
The white British population has decreased by 600,000, while the minority population has increased by 1.2 million. So, yes, lads, we're winning.
We're winning, huh? Yeah, progressives. That's the type of attitude that we're going to deal with as we become a minority in our own countries. This celebration of becoming a minority in one's own country, it totally flies in the face of human nature. It totally flies in the face of nature, period. Because what happens when you become a minority in your own country? Not good things. Look at what's happened to the white South African farmers. Look what happens to white people in prison. And as somebody that did time in prison, let me tell you, as a minority, it wasn't nice. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't pleasant. It was very unpleasant. And then there's the fact that we couldn't even talk about this leading up to about 3 years ago. I mean, you were banned. You were cast out of a polite society. It was terrible, the level of censorship. But people are waking up. But are people waking up too late? I don't know. But you know what? Waking up is better late than never. And you know what? There are all kinds of unforeseen consequences to this development. For instance, what's going to happen to our history as we quickly become marginalized? Do you think our history is going to be taught, celebrated? Well, it's already not being taught. I mean, it's being mistaught. It's part of a misinformation campaign being used against us. I mean, white people are the ones that ended slavery in the world, but do any white school children know that? No. Then there's the fact that we're going to lose our voting power. If democracy even exists. So we're going to be beholden to laws from other cultures, from other mindsets that aren't necessarily pro-democratic, that aren't necessarily as liberal as we are. What do you think is going to happen to your ideology, progressives? Did you think about that? Do you think about that? No, you don't. But you know what, guys? I'm not trying to blackpill you. There is hope, but we have to get busy. We have to start having more babies. We have to cut off immigration, legal and illegal immigration. And we need to get serious about mass deportations, effective immediately on a massive scale, like our lives, cultures, and nations depend on it. We have to get busy on rebuilding our future before it is too late. That's why it is incumbent upon you to vote far right, to vote nationalist, every chance you get in every country that we form a significant portion. Anyways, don't lose hope. There's always hope. We are a very industrious and intelligent people. And if we come together, if we become unified, we will persevere and we will survive into the future as a culture, as a power, as an agent for change, as a force in this world. This isn't some type of screed against the various peoples of the world. I mean, I love the world. I'm interested in all cultures, all peoples, all ways of life. I just believe that my people, that my culture has a right to survive, right? I've read about 60% of these books. I love the world. I love the various peoples of the world. I just think that us, European Americans, European Australians, European South Americans deserve to survive into the future as every other group on planet Earth does, right? The hypocrisy drives me insane. Anyways, God bless you. God bless America. God bless MAGA. God bless the world. I'm going to end this because I have to go to work. Bye for now.